Okay, this next one is a bit of a different concept. It's related to the whole social environment thing. It will also later tie into character. When we get to that, you'll notice. Um, Stephen James in his book has a concept he calls status, and it doesn't necessarily. I know a lot of times when we think of that, we think like a caste system or a hierarchy, and it's not necessarily that. It can be that. So it could be something like a boss talking to an employee, or a parent and a student, or something like that. But when he's meaning it, that's not necessarily how he's using it. That's one piece. Um, the way this works is the more you'll see in a minute. The way this works is that the person with the higher status controls the conversation, right? Is basically the way this works. So this kind of goes back to if you're ever watching a movie or reading a book and you kind of notice one person doesn't ever seem to lose it. There'll be that kind of one person who just doesn't really matter what's going on. They're not phased. They that person would be the person with the higher status. The person with the most movement and crazy body language, the person with defensive body language, the person with kind of submissive body language. So, like in our society, if you aren't looking at somebody in the eye, if you don't make eye contact, it's considered, or if you look down instead of raise your head and look up and look them in the face, that's considered lower status body language. Um, so that kind of thing. So that's what this is referring to. So here we go. And if you're going onto the page where you can see the picture from Aladdin and the picture from Harry Potter, I don't even remember what's going on in that scene with the Harry Potter, but if you're looking at Jafar and the Sultan, which one appears to be in control of whatever this conversation is, whatever the situation is going on? Look at the body language. Um, the Sultan appears to be following. He's leaned in, he's turning his head, he's moving toward Jafar. Whereas Jafar is either moving away or he's keeping his position. Um, he's not coming to the Sultan. The Sultan is coming to him. In body language terms, that's a big deal. If you look, Jafar looks very confident. He's got his head up. He's got that condescending expression, whereas really the Sultan almost looks a little goofy. But that's what you're seeing there. Ron and Hermione. If you notice, Ron always Ron is always going to be the one, at least until later in the series. He's usually the one who, if somebody's gonna appear to be the less assertive one, it's going to be Ron, right? Well, she has enough for both of them, I think. So you notice she's very now. Now, I will say she's crossing her arms, which is typically a defensive position, and in theater terms, you cross your arms, you've taken yourself out of the scene. So, but um, that can also be a hostile expression too. So that one could go either way with her.